friends, and welcome to Club Firefly, where we read, create, and you shine when you share your creations with us. I'm Keisha, and I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of a nudibranch? Yeah, a nudibranch. Well, I had never heard of one until I read this book. Today, we are reading Nudi, Gill, Poison Powerhouse of the Sea, written and illustrated by Bonnie Kelso. Check out all the gear it takes to become a fish. I got my snorkel, my mask, my life vest, my flotation device, and I got my fins. I'm going in. Yikes! Watch out! Oops, sorry. I didn't see you. That tiny little guy down there. Whoa. What are you? My name is Gill. I'm a nudibranch. I am flashy. I'm fancy. I am naked. Woohoo! Wow, a nudibranch? A naked sea creature? The clam wears a shell. So does the sea snail. The nautilus, a shell. Well, those look safe. Why don't you use a shell, Gill? I need to be free. Oh, snap, sloop. Very free. You're so colorful. I am what I eat. Underwater, bright colors warn creatures of poison. The clam nibbles algae. The sea snail prefers microplankton. The nautilus chomps on crustaceans. I devour deadly poisonous creatures. Jellyfish, sea anemone, fire coral, sea sponge, they only make me stronger. You're tough, Gill. You wouldn't hurt me, right? Maybe not, but I have to defend myself somehow. I am naked, after all. Nudibranchs consume poison, absorbing it into our flesh. And if predators try to eat us, they get a nasty sting. Watch out, Gill! Zap! Zing! I am a fierce poison powerhouse. Whoa, they can't hurt him because he's got poison in him. If they touch him, they get a sting. That's pretty cool. Are those your stingers? Nah, those are my gills. Yep, I'm a bottom breather. See my gills? Other types of nudibranchs breathe through their serrata instead of gills. Weird. Oh, you have no idea. Check out my friends. Whoa. Look at all of these nudibranchs. They are so beautiful. All the bright colors. They get their colors from what they eat. And they're matching. Look how they match all the coral in the picture. There are over 3,000 different kinds of nudibranchs. They're found in every ocean throughout the world. And there's Nudi-Gill. They look like beautiful rainbows. Really? I can't see colors. Nudibranchs have eye spots, and we don't see the way humans do. These simple eyes only see light and dark. Do you think I'm missing out on anything? Well, I've got something you don't. Look at my rhinophores. I use them to sense smells. Rhino means nose. This is a Nudibrank's nose, the rhinophore. Hello, nice to smell you again. The rhinophore sense odors, but they can also detect vibrations and changes in the water pressures. Want to see something neat? Wow, we've seen so many neat things already. What else could there be? Whoa, is that a flower? This is my egg ribbon. I have 1 million babies in there. 1 million babies in that ribbon? That is very cool, Gill. And every nudibranch can create and fertilize eggs, but they can't fertilize their own eggs. So they've got to get another one to do that. Wow, Gill, you are so cool. Oh, gosh, thank you. Scientists are studying nudibranchs for all kinds of reasons. Do you know these tiny creatures could help us find cures or produce medicine for memory disorders or other diseases or even cancer? Wow. The nautilus is a living fossil. Its relatives existed before dinosaurs. And the sea snail is part of the ocean's cleanup crew. Clams make delicious chowder. I am a tiny miracle. Well, I wish I could make a difference like you. You can! Tell people not to harm the reef. Down here, everything lives in harmony. Coral is an animal too. It takes a whole year for many corals to grow 1 centimeter, and the oils from human skin can damage them. Wow. She's thinking, what can I do? Hey, do you want to come home with me, Gill? No can do. I need to stay wild and free. Nudibranchs don't live long in captivity. Well, you don't need this. Look, she's found some trash in the ocean. I'll put it where it belongs. I can learn to live in harmony too. Thanks! I like having a big friend. Woohoo! The ocean is teeming with mysteries to discover. Some small, some large. Look at that big whale over there. And some naked, just like Nudie. And that is the end, friends. Well, I loved learning about that little Nudie Gill. How cute was she? And I learned so much about Nudibranchs. Well, I was very inspired by them. And do you know which page I was especially inspired by? This one right here. I love this page with all the different kinds of nudibranchs on it and this really rippled look. And I was thinking, how can we get that effect? You know, the one that's like here. Oh, what? Wait, this isn't one that's on the page, and neither is this one. Look at all those ripples though. Well, guess what, guys? I figured out how to do it. We are going to marble paper and then turn them into little nudibranchs. Are you all ready? Let's create. For this project, our main supplies are shaving cream and acrylic paint. You can use it out of a tube, a jar, a squeeze bottle. The thinner the paint, the better. It helps with the mixing. You also want a cookie sheet or some kind of container to hold all of this mess that we're going to make. And you all, this is messy. So I would recommend covering your surface with some newspaper, having a roll of paper towels nearby to help you clean up the mess. You're going to need some paper, and you want a heavy paper like a cardstock. And then you'll need a straw to mix everything together. You will need some sort of straight edge to scrape off the extra shaving cream. So I'm using a craft stick like this one. And then to turn them into nudibranchs, you'll need some scissors and a little glue. You can press pause now if you want to go grab your supplies. Are you all ready for this? Okay, this project is so fun. If you've never marbled paper before, You're going to love this. So first you're going to start with your empty cookie sheet, and you're just going to take your shaving cream, give it a good shake, and you're going to squirt it all over. So a covering like that is good. If you're not doing tons, maybe you just do half a sheet. If you want to do more, you could do some all over on the other side too. I think I'm going to do different colors over here and over here. So I'm going to make kind of 2 piles of shaving cream. Okay, perfect. And my paper that I'm using isn't huge, so I can fit it in the camera angle. So I just want my piles to be big enough for my paper to cover. If you wanted to do some big sheets, you could fill in the entire thing, and that would be perfect. Next is our paint. So I'm gonna put a few drops of color on each side. And this side, I'm gonna do some blue. All right, and I'm gonna do some of this purpley color, magenta. All right, and what other color should I use? Maybe I'll do a little orange on this side too. All right, oops. I'll do some orange. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take my straw and I'm going to swirl all this around. So have fun, do it however you want. As you start to see the swirls, you can see that marbling happening. And marbling is just a word that means swirls. When you look at a marble, like a glass marble, it has all of those colors, all of those swirls together. Now, if you're like, that doesn't look like enough color, you could add more. You do want to leave some white showing though. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit more of this magenta on this side. And swirl that in. All right, so you see there's some bigger swirls of color there. Okay, now I'm ready for paper. This is so easy, it's so fun. All right, so the paper, I'm just gonna push down into my paint. And you wanna make sure all the surfaces get shaving cream and paint on them. So give it a little push down. Here's when the mess starts, all right? And then pull up one corner. Okay, nice. So you can see that coating of color that's on there. You want this to sit for like 2 or 3 minutes, all right? So I'm gonna put it to the side, and while that one is setting up, the paper is absorbing the paint out of it. I'm gonna do another print here out of this one and see what I get. So I'll have a couple in this color. Push another piece down. Make sure I cover all of my areas. Oops, need a little bit more in the middle. Okay, there we go. There's another one. Wow, isn't that pretty already? It's beautiful, right? So I'm gonna put that one there. And then let's add some paint to the other side. You all can see the mess that's starting to happen, right? So have those paper towels handy because you're gonna need them. All right, now I'm gonna add some different colors to this one over on this side. Okay, so I'm using a little red here, and I'm gonna do some green. Now for this one, I don't have a squeeze, so I'll just use like a little knife to put in some plops of this green. And what's our third color gonna be? That kind of gray color, but I think I want it to be brighter. So I think I'm gonna use the blue again. All right, let's use some of this blue over here too. Okay, are you ready? Let's swirly whirly. So pretty already. And you can swirl as much or as little as you want to. Just try to get all your colors kind of mixed in there. Okay, let's do a print on this one. Let's see how these colors look. Pressing down, making sure I get all of my colors all over the paper, completely covered. Whoa, wow, that is gorgeous. Looks kind of like a peacock feather, doesn't it? All right, I'm running out of space. Let's put this one up here. And then I'll do one more. Maybe I'll add a touch of purple. Let's add a drop of the magenta in this one. And swirl that around right there. Okay. And then let's do a print here. Okay. Pressing down my paper. Okay, let's see what we get. Voila! Whoa, that is gorgeous. All right, now I'm gonna move my tray of mess out of the way. And I've got all my papers. Now, if you thought that it was messy before, just wait, it's gonna get even messier, okay? So those I just did, so let them sit for a bit. But this first one that I did, I'm ready now to scrape the color off. So let me bring it back into our shot so you can see it. And I need my straight edge. I need my popsicle stick to scrape off the extra shaving cream. All right, you all, are you ready for this? Just watch this, all right? So hold it down at one edge so your paper doesn't move around. And then just take your popsicle stick and scrape it down. What? Now that was pretty, like the popsicle stuff was, the shaving cream was beautiful, but look what it did to the paper. It actually tints the paper. All right, so, and all of that design goes onto the paper. I'll scrape off the extra on the side over here. Look at that. Okay, look at that. And now I've got a marbled paper. Isn't that gorgeous? What? So pretty. Look at all that design. Should we do another one? Okay, let's scrape this one off and see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna hold it down at the top and then pull my straight edge down. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Guys, that is so pretty. Did you all know you can make paper this beautiful? So now you know when you see paper like this, this is similar to maybe what they did. Now this one did give me a lot of streaks in it with my tool. So on the next one, I'm gonna press a little lighter. See if I can get some of those to not show up so much. All right, let's see how the ones with the other colors did. Other colors, okay. I've got a clean stick here. Okay. Let's see how our peacock feather one did. Ooh, that is so pretty. I don't even want to scrape it. It's so pretty. Okay, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna do a little less pressure this time. Ah, yes. Wow, so pretty. Look at that. It's so beautiful. All right, I didn't press as hard with my popsicle stick, and I think that helped to make it less streaky. So let's do one more and see what happens with this one. Here's our last one. Okay, I'm holding it at the top. Scraping down. Oh, whoa! Did we save the best for last or what? Guys, look at that. That is so beautiful. Look at it. Gorgeous. All of those designs in there. I've had so much fun with this paper marbling. Now, my son said to me, "Oh, Mom, you have all this beautiful paper. why would you want to cut it up and turn it into nudibranchs? So, you know, fair point. If you're like, I love my paper the way it is and I don't want to mess with it, that's fine, right? But if you've got some scraps that you weren't crazy about and you see some swirls that kind of remind you of a nudibranch and you're like, what could I turn that into? You kind of have to search for them and look for the shapes that might look kind of like a nudibranch. You'll need to let your papers dry. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. I've got some dry pieces and then I'll show you what I mean by searching for the nudibranch. You guys, is this awesome or is this awesome? It's awesome. All right, friends, so I just Googled nudibranch and look at all of the images that came up. I mean, first of all, the colors. So beautiful, right? Look at how bright this yellow is and this purple. Gorgeous colors. Look how many of them have that ripple look like is found in our marbled paper. See, that was my inspiration for this. Some of them are very spiky, so they all look different and they're all so cool. Now, if you look at your marbled paper and you're like, I kind of see a creature that looks kind of like that in my marbled paper, you can use some of these images to inspire you. This could also inspire you for some colors that you might choose for your paper marbling. So Google nudibranch and check out all the different species that there are. Very cool creature. Now let's look at our marble paper and see if we can find any of these in our paper. Okay, I am back. I've cleaned up my mess. I washed my hands. They're still a little bit dirty, but so if you are interested in turning your marble paper into a nudibranch or some other sea creature, it's kind of fun. All right, have you ever played that game where you're like looking at something to find something in it, right? There's like a hidden object or a hidden animal in it. I do it in the clouds. I do it in like floor tiles. I do it in all sorts of things. This is kind of that game, right? So you have to look at your marbled paper and think, where do I see a nudibranch? And if you have one like this one, it didn't really fill in the page the whole way, so I feel okay cutting this one up. This one, I don't know. I really like that one, so I may not mess with it too much. You could totally frame these or turn them into cards or anything. It's just really beautiful. People who do bookmaking could use this as a cover of a book. Could be lovely. But today we're looking for nudibranchs. So I am turning this one around and I feel like I kind of see one in this area. Now the thing about nudibranchs is they usually have these two little antennas up top. What are they called? Rhinophores that help them smell, right? That's their nose. So when you cut yours out, try to include those two rhinophores that help them get around. And so if you can think about, cutting yours out to have two rhinophores, I'm gonna cut this one out and show you what I can do. And I'm kind of following some of the lines that the paint made with the modeling paper. So I'm trying to follow lines that already exist. But look at that. Look, there is my nudibranch. So if you wanted to enhance these rhinophores, you might need to add a little bit to it. You can cut little bits of your paint out. Another piece, let me see, like I had this piece that had a lot more red in it, or maybe some more yellow. So maybe I'll cut a little bit here that I can then turn into the little antenna. Let's see, there's one. And that'll make him look more nudibranchy. And then you can use your glue. I have a little tacky glue, but you can use a glue stick or whatever you've got. Just put a teeny tiny bit of glue on. What do you guys think? This one's kind of cool, right? Some of them are spiky and they've got like spikes, and if you wanted to, make it more spiky, you could cut little spikes into its tail. Now I just have this blue piece of painted paper that I had from a different project, and I felt like that looked very oceany, so maybe I'll cut out all of my nudibranchs and have them swimming in the ocean. Probably need to add some coral or some other things for them to hang out, right? Because they like to hang out in the corals. But as I was looking at this, you all, I started to see other animals, like other sea creatures. Doesn't this one look kind of like a jellyfish? Like, what if I cut this out and made it into a jellyfish? And then this one that I really loved, this was our last one that we did. I was like, okay, I totally see a fish in this one. Do you see it? Like right here, coming down like that, and that's its eye, and that's kind of its mouth, and it has a fin here. I don't know, this is like a bigger fish, maybe a dolphin. It's kind of running off the page. So if you start to see all sorts of sea creatures and animals in your marbled paper and you want to cut them out, feel free to. I think it's a really fun thing to do. This one looks kind of like a whale tail, doesn't it? And you just start seeing things. But you've learned two things today. You've learned how to marble paper, which is just a beautiful, easy, right? A beautiful and easy thing to do. It looks very complex, like you worked really hard and it was just a little shaving cream and a little paint. And that's all you need. And then if you want to, you can cut up your paper to make sea creatures like these adorable little nudibranchs. So I hope you had fun learning about nudibranchs and making this wonderful, beautiful project. Great job, friends. Friends, I had so much fun marbling that paper. Did you love it? It's so easy, so beautiful. And hey, did you turn your marbled paper into a nudibranch or some other sea creature? I would love to see what you created, and you can share your artwork with me on our Facebook page at Club Firefly Kids. And remember to join the club by liking and subscribing to this channel. Until next time, keep reading, keep creating, and keep on shining.
Spread your wings, shine.